close to the river, so close that in daylight there seemed to be two convents, one on land and one wavering lightly upon the water, the first folding out into the next, an illusion broken in summer by barges and in winter by teeth of ice. Evangeline watched the river flow by, a wide strip of black against the pure white snow. Soon morning would gild the water with sunlight. Bending before the porcelain sink, Evangeline splashed cold water on her face, dispelling the remnants of a dream. She could not recall the dream, only the impression it made upon her, a wash of foreboding that left a pall over her thoughts, a sensation of loneliness and confusion she could not explain. Half asleep, she peeled away her heavy flannel night shift and, feeling the chill of the bathroom, shivered. Standing in her white cotton briefs and cotton undershirt, standard garments ordered in bulk and distributed bi-yearly to all the sisters at Saint Rose, she looked at herself with an appraising, analytic eye, the thin arms and legs, the flat stomach, the tousled brown hair, the golden pendant resting upon her breastbone. The reflection floating on the glass before her was that of a sleepy young woman. Evangeline shivered again from the cool air and turned to her clothing. She owned 5 identical knee-length black skirts, 7 black turtlenecks for the winter months, 7 short-sleeved cotton button-up shirts for the summer, 1 black wool sweater, 15 pairs of white cotton underwear, and innumerable black nylon stockings, nothing more and nothing less than what was necessary. She pulled on a turtleneck and fitted a bandeau over her hair, pressing it firmly against her forehead before clipping on a black veil. She stepped into a pair of nylons and a wool skirt, buttoning, zipping, and straightening the wrinkles in one quick, unconscious gesture. In a matter of seconds, her private self disappeared, and she became Sister Evangeline, Franciscan sister of Perpetual Adoration. With rosary in hand, the metamorphosis was complete. She placed her nightgown in the bin at the far end of the lavatory and prepared to face the day. Sister Evangeline had observed the 5 a.m. prayer hour each morning for the past half-decade, since completing her formation and taking vows at 18 years of age. She had lived at Saint Rose Convent since her 12th year, however, and knew the convent as intimately as one knows the temperament of a beloved friend. She had her morning route through the compound down to a science. As she rounded each floor, her fingers traced the wooden balustrades, her rubber-soled shoes skimming the landings. The convent was always empty at that hour, blue-shadowed and sepulchral, but after sunrise, Saint Rose would swarm with life, a beehive of work and devotion, each room glistening with sacred activity and prayer. The silence would soon abate. The staircases, the community rooms, the library, the communal cafeteria, and the dozens of closet-sized bedchambers would soon be alive with sisters. Down 3 flights of stairs she ran. She could get to the chapel with her eyes closed. Reaching the first floor, Sister Evangeline walked into the imposing central hallway, the spine of Saint Rose Convent. Along the walls hung framed portraits of long-dead abbesses, distinguished sisters, and the various incarnations of the convent building itself. Hundreds of women stared from the frames, reminding every sister who passed by on her way to prayer that she was part of an ancient and noble matriarchy where all women, both the living and the dead, were woven together in a single common mission. Although she knew she risked being late, Sister Evangeline paused at the center of the hallway. Here, the image of Rose of Viterbo, the saint after whom the convent had been named, hung in a gilt frame, her tiny hands folded in prayer, an evanescent nimbus of light glowing about her head. St. Rose's life had been short.